I've also been talking to the Shadow Defence Secretary Emily Thornberry, who was at the conference too, and I began by asking her whether she welcomed the UK's commitment to pledge more money for the Syrian crisis.
Of course I welcome it. Of course I welcome it, and I welcome the commitment from other countries as well to increase the amount of aid. You look at poor Jordan, that keeps absorbing millions of refugees from around the area. Jordan is, I think we should be very grateful to Jordan for the way in which they have been so generous. I wish that we were in a small part as generous as Jordan has been, because whilst it's one thing to give aid, we are effectively not taking in Syrian refugees into this country. 25,000 over a period of 5 years is as little as we can possibly get away with, and I think we're not pulling our weight. There are plenty of Syrian refugees around Europe who we're just not allowing into our country.
So what do you think is motivating David Cameron's doubling of aid then? Is it about suffering or is it about immigration?
I thought that they were very close a week or so ago to agreeing to our demand for 3,000, and some of the things that Justin Greening was saying made us very encouraged. In fact, I spoke to Yvette Cooper and I said, this is brilliant news, isn't it? And we were waiting, we had bated breath. We really thought they were about to say they would take in more people, and then they changed their minds and they decided that they could keep it all at arm's length, make it Europe's problem. I mean, we are part of Europe, but make it a problem over there and not a problem for us, and we would pay money instead.
This is our first interview with you as Shadow Defence Secretary, so let's broaden this a little bit.
OK.
One of the really big things in front of you is what's going to be Labour's nuclear weapons policy. When is your review going to report?
I think that it would be wrong for me not to do an interim report. It won't be the full report, but to try to get an interim report by the beginning of June, which would then feed into the National Policy Forum process, which then means that it goes to a commission, there's then discussion, and then a document will probably be put before party conference in September. Only party conference can ever change party policy.
One other thing that we need to clear up is about you personally and your relationship with the armed forces. And,
Okay.
it's because of the allegations being thrown at an eminent legal firm, Lee Day, who donated resources to you. They are being referred to a disciplinary tribunal process over their representation of Iraqis against the British Armed Forces. Is it appropriate that you took those donations? Are you considering returning them?
When I was Shadow Attorney General, people are always amazed that the opposition get as few resources as we do. As Shadow Attorney General, as the lawyer for the opposition, you get no resources. So what you have to do is you have to essentially ask around, and some of the leading firms of solicitors in the country donated some of the brightest and best to work in my office. And it made us a better opposition to have some proper legal advice.
But does it jeopardise your relationship with the armed forces itself?
I think.
I mean, what have they said to you? You've had no criticism of this from individual members of the armed forces?
No.
To you directly or to your mailbox or anything like that?
No, I haven't had any criticism. I've had criticism from backbenchers standing up at Prime Minister's questions trying to make an issue out of this.
And the Prime Minister.
And the Prime Minister. And I've been told that I'm a threat to national security, because I ask questions, because I try to be a good member of the opposition that holds them to account. What are they afraid of?